yes, you are hired. Or yes, bibilin ko na yan, kukunin ko na yan. Ang sarap pakinggan, di ba? Paano nga ba makakuha ng yes sa iyong customer or sa iyong constituents or sa iyong mga kapamilya? Di ba? Yan ang i-discuss natin ngayon dito sa Truly Happy One. Hello po, ako si Eric Calugdan. Together with us is Sir Enrico Garcia. I used to be an IT consultant for Unisys and then put up my own business called Infotext. Now, I'm the CIO of PhilPax as well and CTO of Sante. You can call me a serial entrepreneur. Sir Enrico, on the other hand, used to be the retail operations manager of Shell. And then after Shell, he became the country manager of Herbalife. After Herbalife, he became the director of operations of Avon and one of the board of directors of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. Now, he is a mindset coach and also the director for international operations of Sante. Welcome again to Truly Happy One, where we discuss world-class Pinoy excellence. No, we do this every Saturdays at 5 p.m. via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And before we go to our main topic today, which is getting people to say yes to you, let us know where you are watching from. If you're watching from Mandaluyong, type nyo dyan sa chat, sa comment section, watching from Mandaluyong. Or if you're watching from the US, type nyo dyan sa may chat sa YouTube, watching from the US. Ayan. You can also send us your questions and feedback. No? This is an interactive live webinar. So we'll try to answer your questions later. Also, wag na rin kayo mahiya. No? Please like the video, comment, tag nyo yung friends nyo na tingin yung makakatulong itong video na to. And share nyo na rin sa inyong wall para mas marami tayong matulungan. And para wala kayong ma-miss na mga future episodes, make sure you subscribe dito sa YouTube. Merong red button dyan. Click nyo lang yung subscribe. It's free. Walang bayad po yan. Or you can also join our Facebook group na Truly Happy One. Nasa description nitong video yung link papunta doon. That's the last link sa description ng video. So again, our topic today is getting people to say yes to you. So Sir Enrico, konting info, ano tong getting people to say yes?
Right. Good afternoon, Eric, and of course, good afternoon to our viewers. So, I always like the way you introduce our little talk. Yeah, and yeah, how, di ba? Don't you wonder, di ba? Like, actually, kaya mo na-realize to is parang, bakit ako napa-yes nun? Paano ako napa-oo dun, di ba?
Correct.
Na sales stock ako nun di ba? And actually, it's not just by chance, di ba? And
Mm,
yun yung pag-uusapan natin. Actually, sige, let's go to it already para we can
mm,
show, di ba,
yeah.
exactly what we're talking about. So, a gentleman, prized author, one of the best-selling authors, and, all of this that we're going to talk about comes from his book. Okay, so he's got a PhD, and of course, he actually what happened, Eric, was when he was trying to sabi niya, bakit nga ba ako na paano ako napayes doon, 'di ba? So he himself wanted to find out, and he put himself in the that situation where he was the observer, but he was also the participant. Kasi
Mm,
gusto niya malaman bakit yung iba, it's much easier to say yes to them. And others, it's kind of easy to say no, di ba? So that
mm,
led him to put together this wonderful work. And actually, the summary of this, di ba? I've read that, di ba? Is really what he calls the six weapons of influence. Okay, so maganda to because either this has worked for you to say yes, and when I show it, you will realize, diba? And you can also, of course, use it too. But this is based on science, on psychology, tested, validated. So wherever you are in small business, in your career, profession, advocacy, cause, church, we are constantly influencing others. There's nothing bad about that. Influencing them to see our point of view, right? Our
mm,
perspective. So, like it or not, whether you admit it or not, you are always trying to influence somebody, even within your family, right? So,
correct.
it doesn't have a bad connotation. It just means you understand how should I get myself to get the person to eventually say to whatever it is. Of course, the big premise is this can and should be used for very good things. Don't use
Mm,
it for harmful, diba, or hurtful, or malicious influence, di ba?
Hindi
So
dapat bad
obviously,
influence. Good
correct.
influence dapat.
Correct. But see, the bad influence, the elements are there. Kaya nga we're just making that clear upfront. Please use this for, of course, legal and of course, moral based on, whatever your belief system is, diba? So it's intended for good. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Sige.
Ayan.
With
Before we
that said,
proceed, hello po
yeah,
kay Angie Samar and Philip Ko. Yeah, watching po sa atin. Sabi ni Philip Ko, good afternoon po, viewing from Manila. Yan.
always. Thank you, Philip. You're always there. Salamat.
Yeah. Next.
Okay. Okay, so according to Cialdini, there are six powerful weapons. Number one is yung reciprocity, lalo sa Filipino. Yung sense of
Utang na loob.
being, oo. Lalo na yung, uy, Eric, sige tulungan kita. You wanted to get this particular, not related to the product, di ba?
Mhm.
You're needing to get something approved or, maybe needing to get, um, you know, access to something and the person helps you. Siyempre, when the
Mhm.
person comes to you for another reason, you feel an obligation to return the favor.
Mhm.
This is so powerful. And it's true. It's
Correct.
generally, of course, there are always exceptions, but, generalities, wow, this is so powerful. Di ba?
Mhm.
So for some people nga, what they'll end up doing is even giving more
Mhm.
in terms of value. Kasi parang, wow, you went out of your way and then, so merong corresponding. Tama ba, Eric? Does that make sense? Malakas
Yep.
talaga yung pool na yan.
Yung
And
sense no of utang na loob.
yeah,
Malaki.
'di ba? Malaki 'yun, oo. The next is consistency, 'di ba? We feel compelled to be consistent with what we said or done in the past, 'di ba? So gusto natin na yung parang paninindigan natin yung ating kung ano man yung value systems natin, 'di ba? So if the person talking to you is reinforcing that, kunyari yung value of education, then I'm trying to sell you an educational plan or something, di ba? Then of course, you want to be consistent. Oh, yeah, yeah, I really believe in that, di ba? Tama, tama,
Mm.
di ba? And then yung social proof. And this is funny because there's an opposite to this, Eric, which we
Uh-huh.
discussed in many episodes, di ba? When you're uncertain how to behave or react, we look to others for answers. Ito yung, anong tawag doon? Damay-damay, hawa-hawa, 'di ba? Yung tipong,
Okay.
"Oh, ginagawa na rin pala niya, oh, si ano rin pala pare kasama na, si ano rin
Gaya-gaya,
pala."
parang gano'n.
Yes, oo.
Okay.
Kumbaga you're looking for validation from other
Mhm.
people that you might know or respect or value their opinion. And
Mhm.
it gives you that comfort na, wow, if there are millions doing this, then it must be good.
Mhm.
That's the thinking, and that's very powerful. Okay?
Mhm.
Very powerful social proof. And then yung sinabi mo na the last time, Eric, liking. We always will buy or more likely to buy, 'di ba, from people that we trust and like, 'di ba? So
Yep.
there's this is one whole topic in itself. Not just
Mhm.
because of their physical appearance, the way they carry themselves, their tone, how they deal with people, that influences a strong deal. 'Di ba? Somebody who
Mhm.
really understands you and listens to you, more chances for you to buy from that person.
Correct.
Okay? So, remember, let's not be extremes, di ba? There is no one secret. The good marketers use a few more dominant than the other six, or they'll use a good combination of all six in different situations.
Mhm.
Okay? All you know is that there are six ways to influence someone. Di ba? Now, yung
Mhm.
authority, ito, lalo sa Pilipinas, di ba? We love to listen to somebody who's run a huge company. In other words, credibility, di ba?
Mhm.
So, lalo na expert or, may actual work experience and results, we will, basically yield to parang, uy, wow, kung si ano siguro, di ba? Okay yan,
Correct.
di ba? Kasi may
Mhm.
authority. And then the last, but ito, gustong-gusto ko to kasi ngayon malalaman nyo why you respond to those emails, di ba? Yung magaling mag-copyright. 'Di
Oo.
ba? We perceive something to be more valuable when it's less available or exclusive. In other words, hindi pangkaraniwan. Parang, uy, there's a certain uh, para kang different, di ba, from the
Mhm.
ordinary. that operates on yung scarcity. That's why this
Mm.
exclusive offer is only for a few people like you. Di ba? Yan, di ba? We've scarred our database and we selected the few who we believe really deserve this. So pakiramdam mo, di ba? Wow, I belong to a select few.
Mhm.
Di ba? And then yung scarcity also is yung, ang ganda nito, but because of the sales, we don't know if our stocks will last. Ayan, di ba?
Last
So,
item na 'to, sir, yung mga
correct. Oo. See, di ba,
Ah,
it's good you're talking. Now you understand why they keep saying it in those terms because they're using these principles. So yun,
Tama.
Eric, it's basically just knowing there's six weapons to influence and you could be good, right? If you use, depending, you can use any. Walang rule dun, di ba? You can use one, two, or maybe
Mm.
all six, di ba? In different
Galing.
stages of your conversation,
Mm.
di ba? So, does that make sense, Eric?
Yes, sir. And very helpful, no? Ito yung mga bagay na hindi natin napapansin. Pero ngayon na alam na natin, parang, oo nga, no? Parang yun yung sinabi nung sales agent sa akin. Yun yung sinabi nung isang rep sa akin. Parang ganun yung, parang mind, ano siya, opening talaga, no? Ayan, si Sir Gabby, nanonood din sa atin, sir. Sabi niya, good afternoon, Sir Enrico. Eric,
Oh, good
watching
to
from
see you.
Paranaque.
Good to
Paranaque.
see. Yeah, good to
Also, si
see you,
Miss
Gabby.
Lai. Ayan,
Oh,
ng
of
VNG.
course.
Good afternoon, good sirs. Watching from
Yes.
Mandaluyong. And Cheryl
Oh,
Javier, watching from Cavite.
uy,
Ayan.
wow.
Hello,
Salamat.
hello
Yeah.
po. Thank you
Right.
po for watching. And kung meron kayong mga questions para sa ating topic today, huwag na kayong mahiya. Type nyo dyan sa comment section sa baba or sa chat dyan sa YouTube. Ayan. So, sir, dito sa anim na to, for example, no, ano yung tingin nyo na pinaka gamit na gamit ng mga sales agents, for example?
In the Philippine setting, and I could be wrong, this is just my opinion based on my experience with, the people that have written me or, communicate with me. Ang nakikita ko is yung, at least in my experience, ang ginagamit
Mm-hmm.
sa akin is, of course, yung liking. Definitely, lalo sa
Mm-hmm.
Philippines. And they'll use a bit of authority with social proof, meaning, oh, sir, si ano, ganito, di ba? Oh, ganun ba? Oh. And we
Mm-hmm.
already have millions, di ba? And then they will use a blend of scarcity and
Mm-hmm.
with consistency. Oh nga, sir, lalo kayo, di ba? Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi masyado sa experience ko. It doesn't mean it's not. In my experience, hindi masyado yung reciprocity. In the
Ah,
Philippines, ha? In the
yes,
Philippines.
yes, yes, yes. So,
Di
parang
ba?
nawawala na yung concept ng utang na loob? Ganun ba yun, sir?
Hindi, hindi. What I mean is they're not using that effectively. Kasi pwedeng, oh, here's a free gift.
Ah,
Pero
okay.
US yun eh. Hindi typical
Aha.
dito. Yung US, di ba?
Okay.
Let's give you a free, all of this we give to you for free.
Mhm.
Di ba? All you gotta do is give us an email and when then we'll send this to you.
Hmm.
So may
Ay, yung parang
strong,
mga e-book, 'di ba, yung mga gano'n? Meron kang
yes,
parang screen capture page and you
yes,
just fill in the details so you can
yeah,
get an a free e-book, parang gano'n. And
yes.
eventually after you read the e-book, you'll get encouraged to buy or upgrade subscription or get a subscription, etc. Parang gano'n, no?
Right, right. So that's what I'm saying, 'di ba? Dito it's
Mhm.
not too, although meron rin yan dito, but yun nga, I'm just saying na yung personal experience ko, I guess online, meron reciprocity. Parang yung trial, 'di ba? 'Di
Mhm.
ba?
Mhm.
Pinasubok ka, yung pumupunta ka sa ano, sir, try nyo, 'di ba?
Yung mga taste test,
Siyempre,
mga
meron din mga
gano'n,
iba,
no?
kasalbahe ka, oo, kakainin ng husto yung ano, 'di ba? Pero may mga iba, may ganun, of course,
Oo,
anywhere, 'di ba?
oo.
So,
Yeah.
may extreme cases, 'di ba? But generally, pagka okay talaga, hey, it's not bad, let's try it. Kasi siyempre, okay, yeah, I don't know, you made me try, which is good, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So, meron to at play. But you probably need to
Hmm.
use it with a couple of other things. Maybe yung, you're well liked, 'di ba?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then you see, itong gusto ko sa atin, Eric, we're applying it eh, hindi theory, 'di ba? Yung
Correct.
mag-taste test ka sa
Oo.
supermarket, 'di ba? Sir, try nyo. This is a new brand, 'di ba? O sige, sir, tignan nyo si ano gumagamit ito. So they'll use, social proof. They'll use
Ah.
si ano, yung ating head ng ano, sabi niya, healthy raw to. Oh,
Yung
ganun
mga
ba?
endorsers, no? Yung mga gano'n.
Yeah. So they'll use that. At saka sir, tignan nyo,
Mm.
alagang-alaga nyo sarili nyo. I'm sure you'd like to keep it that way, di ba?
Mm.
Consistency. Di ba? Pag magaling talaga ito, they'll use
Yeah.
all.
Mm.
Pag magaling
Correct,
na,
correct.
yung practitioner.
Yeah,
At saka
yeah.
sir, limited offer to. For today lang po to.
Oo,
Ikaw
meron
naman,
ganyan.
Oo,
Oo,
ganun ba? Oo,
yung mga
pupunta
nasa
ka
gitna, 'di
dun.
ba, yung mga daanan ng malls, yung mga ganyan. Mamasahayin ka muna sa upuan tapos, "Today lang 'to sir, 'tong offer na 'to," yung mga gano'n.
O, tas
Ah,
bumalik ka dun maybe 4 days after.
gano'n pa rin yung offer.
Oo, pero hindi ka naman hindi ka inaano, but they operate on that.
Correct, correct, correct.
Sir,
Ayan, eto
limited
sir.
time offer.
Yeah, may question si Philip. Sabi niya, what is the difference between influences and persuasion?
Well, they're two different words, but essentially the same. Persuade is to kind of convince, di ba? And
Mhm.
you do that by influencing them. So don't get them. Just
Ah,
let's just say, you know, like I can influence somebody just by my behavior. I don't need to be actively selling, di ba?
mhm, mhm,
I behave in a certain manner and I can start to influence people, di ba?
mhm,
Especially if I'm well liked, di ba? Or if
mhm,
I have some position of authority. That's one way
mm.
you influence people without you uttering a word, by your example, by your
Halos pareho
behavior.
lang sila, synonymous lang sila.
Yeah, yeah,
Influence
synonymous
and
lang.
persuade.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
oo. So ngayon sir, sa panahon na 'to na karamihan ng commerce nangyayari online, 'di ba? Virtually dahil nga sa pandemic, yung mga lockdowns na napagdaanan natin at ngayon at least medyo ano na lulusen up na yung mga lockdowns, level 2 na tayo. Pero nandun pa rin yung trend na online, 'di ba? Yung mga binibenta, pagbili, online nangyayari. Alin dito sa anim yung tingin niyo sir na pinaka-importante kapag ganun yung business natin, ganun yung channel ng pagbi-business?
yes. So, obviously, mahirap siguro yung liking because you don't see. Kung online, you don't see
Mm.
face to face, you don't feel. Maybe Zoom, di ba? Pero siguro kung hindi masyado sa liking. I will use
Mhm.
authority, social proof.
Mm.
O, tignan nyo, daming gumagamit nito, di ba?
Mhm.
Tapos yung I'll use yung scarcity,
Mhm.
'di ba? And of course I can do reciprocity too. Hey,
Mhm.
this gift is for you, you know, because
Correct.
I
Oo.
doon mo gamitin, 'di ba?
Yun yung mga puwedeng
So,
gawin 'no, sa mga
yeah,
marketing, strategies nila na
right.
give some freebies, 'di ba, or,
Yeah.
discount pero limited time. It's either limited quantity, yun nga 'di ba yung until supplies last, 'di ba,
Yeah,
na
yeah.
concept or, limited time lang 'no, from 11:11 hanggang 11:13 lang or 12:12 hanggang 12:15 lang, yung mga gano'n.
Or
Limited time, yes.
scarcity is not just a lack of it, but it
Mhm.
could be this is only for a few people like you. Exclusivity.
Hmm. Yeah.
You don't make it available to everyone. Kumbaga
Oo.
pinili po namin kayo based on your
Para sa
record.
inyo lang.
This
Yeah.
is specifically for people like you who have achieved a certain blah blah blah. They're very good at that. And
Wow.
you kind of feel special. Oh nga no, sige. 'Di ba?
Ayan.
And they
Yung
mean
tito ko,
well.
sir, si Roberto Calugdan watching us from Ifugao.
Uy,
Wow. Thank
wow.
you for watching.
Thank you very much.
Ayan. Okay. So, siya naman meron siyang parang bed and breakfast. So, kapag ganun yung business na bed and breakfast, alin dito yung pwedeng gamitin nila as a strategy for getting more visitors?
Well, I would use the liking, syempre. Of course, may konting limitations kasi online, di ba?
Mhm.
Pwedeng reciprocity through online, Eric, di ba? Hey,
Mm.
I know you probably thinking, are we a good bed and breakfast? Guess what? We'll give you a free something, di ba? Like,
Mhm.
1 meal free for you and your companion. And you know what? Guess what other people have been here have to say, di ba? Social proof.
Parang yung mga reviews, no? Yung mga
Yeah,
rating. Kaya uso
that's
yung mga rating.
exactly.
'Di ba yung mga Grab drivers, yung mga gano'n. Ma'am,
Yes.
five stars, yung mga
Yeah, yeah.
gano'n.
Last
Tapos yung
mall,
mga
'di ba?
rating nila,
Yung
yeah.
satisfaction rating, 'di ba? So,
Yes,
and then
yes.
authority. 'Di ba
Mhm.
kaya nga yung ibang restaurant, hotel, pipirma pa sa plato, "Thank you," a message to the restaurant para ipakita nila, "Oh, the former president
Ah,
was here. Oh,
correct.
cabinet secretary was here." May
Oo, or
picture
yung
kung
mga
minsan.
artista, picture ng mga
Correct.
artista, 'di ba, kumain dito, yung mga gano'n.
Oh,
May mga gano'n, 'di ba, yung parang wall of fame, parang gano'n, 'di ba?
yeah, yeah,
Na ito
yeah,
yung mga bumibisita kumakain dito, kung saan ka
yeah.
kumain ngayon, yung mga gano'n.
Ayan yung social proof, 'di ba?
Hmm,
Wow!
mm.
So, siguro okay 'to, 'di ba?
Galing, galing, galing.
Oh, 'di ba? Gano'n ang galing. So, again, ulitin ko lang, there is no one secret, okay? Let's not be extremist, ha?
Mhm,
Kasi in today's day and age, yung iba, parang they just look for a magic bullet. No, it's a combination of things, 'di ba?
mm,
So it's like your health. There's just not one thing, 'di ba? Hindi, if I
mm,
eat right, okay na ako. Yes, to a large extent, yes, but you have to do other things too,
mhm.
'di ba? So
Correct.
it's not just one thing. So the same here, 'di ba?
Mhm,
You use a combination and dapat contextual. Siyempre depende kung ano yung context, 'di ba?
mm. Ano
So
yung
baka mas
situation, ano yung
oo,
ino-offer, ano yung business, 'di ba?
baka mas
Correct.
malakas yung scarcity. If you're
Mhm,
trying
mhm,
to kunyari, it's a high-end club. Eh yung
mhm.
malakas and dominant ano mo is yung scarcity or exclusivity.
Kasi nga
Sir,
exclusive siya, tama.
oo, when you become a member of this club, not everyone will have the red carpet like you. It opens doors to, establishments that not everyone can get to.
Oo, tsaka
Oh,
hindi siya bottomless or, infinite number of members, 'di ba? May
no,
limited number of members lang na pwede. Kapag ikaw na yung pang 1,000 for example, wala na yung ibang puwedeng maging member, parang gano'n 'no? May
yeah,
limit.
yeah, may limit, di ba? Yung scarcity nga, di ba, na parang, oops, may
Mm,
hangganan. And
mm,
hindi to, the other side, yung figurative side is, it's not available to everyone.
mhm.
It's only to a select few. That's the one
Correct,
that gives
correct.
you that feeling of specialness,
Mm.
di ba?
Yep,
Angat ka ng konti.
galing, galing.
Oo,
Okay,
yan yun.
so next would be, ang question naman natin, what are your takeaways? Ayan. So ano po inyong mga takeaways? Type niyo dyan sa comment section sa baba sa Facebook or sa chat dyan kung sa YouTube kayo nanonood. No, ano ba yung inyong mga takeaways? Ako ang takeaway ko, yun nga, no, lahat ng ito yung six weapons no of influence. Pwede nating gamitin, pwedeng hindi lahat, pero pwedeng combination, pwedeng isa, dalawa na combination, no. Isa would be yung nga, reciprocity or yung utang na loob. And that's the reason why we also give favors. No? Hindi lang dahil sa mabait tayo, kundi later on, baka sila naman makatulong din sa atin. So, we just continuously, give favors, no? Extend kung anong maitutulong natin sa mga kakilala natin. And also consistency, no? Dapat pag sinabi natin kaya, kaya. Pag hindi, wag tayong mag-assume, wag tayong magmagaling, no? Pag hindi, sabihin natin na hindi talaga. No, we have to be consistent in what we say na we can deliver this in 90 days, we deliver in 90 days, in 1 week, we deliver in 1 week. Also, social proof is important, no? Kaya very important yung mga testimonies, no? Yung pag-post natin ng mga customers natin or deliveries natin sa mga clients natin. Pwede natin i-post 'yan sa ating social media, no? Be active in social media. That's the way now to have social proof, 'di ba? And yung ibang mga companies kung medyo may budget kayong malaki, you can also get mga endorsers, 'di ba? Kaya marami ring mga binibigay ng mga samples lalo na sa mga endorsers, 'di ba? Ginagawa ng mga negosyo, sige ma'am, bigyan namin kayong free sample or free service, papa-picture lang kami with you para 'di ba? Malaman ng audience na ginagamit pala siya ng mga influencers, 'di ba? Be likable as well, no? And yun nga, be active in social media, make people like you, no? So, yung mga ways on how people would like you, maybe we'll do it in one of our future episodes kasi masyadong malaking topic yan para i-discuss ngayon, no? Pero yun nga, isang way to be likable is just post positive things, no? Walang mga reklamo, walang mga rants, no, etc. And also be an authority, no? Try to be an authority in your industry. So you can be a teacher, you can teach mga how-tos, mga ganon, no? Give value to your audience, no, para magkaroon ka ng yun nga, no, maging influencer or magkaroon ka ng authority. And yun nga, yung scarcity, yung mga limited edition, exclusive, no, and uniqueness, no. Lalo na ngayon, sir, 'di ba, nauuso yung mga tinatawag na NFTs, no, non-fungible tokens, na in fact pati yung mga big brands like Disney, Nike, naglalabas na sila ng mga posters or images na talagang malalaman mong limited edition siya. And grabe, nasa thousands of US dollars yung price no. So, let's look for ways on how to make things or services na exclusive or limited, no? Kasi pag may mga ganon, that's another weapon, no, that we can use para mag-yes yung ating mga customers. Again, hindi naman kailangan lahat ng ito gamitin natin. Pwedeng isa lang, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng combination, no? And of course, para mas marami pa kayong matutunan on how to make people say yes to you, make sure na you join our Truly Happy One series every week, no? Every Saturdays at 5 p.m. Ayan. Kaya Sir Enrico, anong inyong last mga takeaways?
Yeah, takeaway ko is exactly what the author did. Sabi ko, now I know why, bakit pala ganun sumulat yung mga ano, and why I click on those emails na ang galing nung headline. In other words, yung, and we'll make this a topic next time, yung talagang
Mhm.
good copywriting, kung tawagin nila. Di ba?
Wow.
Di ba?
Ayos.
Kumbaga, when they, ano yun di ba? Yung sabi na, copywriting is salesmanship in print.
Mhm.
'Di ba? So they write a beautiful headline, click mo because of the headline, you want to know the story, you keep following it, they keep putting you into the funnel and you see all these elements, 'di ba? At play, 'di ba? So to learn this is not difficult because you yourself are also being influenced by these so-called, influencers, 'di ba?
Correct.
They're employing one or combination of several things. And it's very interesting that you understand it, learn a bit of it, and play with it, practice it, and you will see. But to just do an experiment. Totoo kaya
Mhm.
itong reciprocity, do a favor for and see what that brings you, right? Be willing to experiment and see how you can really influence, diba? Again, just as a caveat, just to be sure, we encourage that this all be used for good, right? Okay? Kasi it can be used also for bad, and of course
Correct.
that's not what we want, right? So I hope this helps everybody because it certainly has helped me. And I always just remember these six weapons. What are they using on me now? And I'm always a victim when
Correct,
it's done
correct.
well. When it's done well.
Oo.
Diba?
So, yung
Na,
mga 11, 11, 12, 12, mga ganyan, scarcity, yung
well,
pinopromote nila. Kasi
yeah,
limited time lang eh.
right, they're doing
Oo.
a bit of that. And yun nga, 'di ba?
Yeah.
They're doing several things. Meron ding
Yeah.
syempre authority at merong social proof. Lalabas si ano in their ad, 'di ba?
Oo, si
Nagsasa
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan nagtatagalog, 'di ba? O,
Oo.
'di ba? So
Correct.
in like
Yung mga
in
Korean
like a
stars, yung mga ganun.
oh,
Tama,
'di ba?
tama. May
So
ganun din.
makikita mo
Sok,
talaga at
Sokmed.
play.
Oo.
Kita mo at
Yep, yep.
play. So yun.
Yes.
So
Ayan.
sa that's it, Eric. Yeah.
Okay. And ng ating next topic next week, ayan, psychology behind exclusivity and why we want it. Ayan. Konting kwento,
Yes.
sir, about our topic sa susunod na episode.
Okay. This is an extension of yung scarcity, specifically exclusivity. Bakit
Mhm.
nga ba gustong-gusto natin, 'di ba, na maging exclusive? 'Di ba? Ano ba yung mga
Mm.
what's the psychology nga behind it? Ba't natin gusto 'yun, 'di ba? Why not, get into something, buy something that everybody can have?
Oo.
Kasi nga merong psychology behind exclusivity, 'di ba?
Wow. Yan yung mga bagay na you don't know what you don't know, biktima ka na pala.
Oh,
So,
exactly.
malalaman niyo yan. Malalaman niyo yan next week. Ayan. Ay, next week. Kasi wala tayo next week. No? May planning tayo.
Yes,
So, next
right.
week, next
Yeah.
Saturday, yung susunod nating episode, Psychology Behind Exclusivity and Why We Want It. Ayan. So, let's end our episode with our usual panatang makabayan. Taas po natin ating kanang kamay at bigkasin ang panatang makabayan. Inibig ko ang Pilipinas, aking lupang sinilangan. Tahanan ng aking dahi. Kinukupkup ako at tinutulungan upang maging malakas, masipag at marangal. Dahil mahal ko ang Pilipinas, diringgin ko ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang tuntunin ng lipunan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng mamayang makabayan. naglilingkod, nag-aaral at nagdarasal ng buong katapatan. Ialay ko ang aking buhay, pangarap at pagsisikap sa bansang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po and we'll see you again next Saturday.